Hey everybody, welcome back to the BK Stank. My name is Brendan Kennedy. It's been a while since I've done a video like this. Obviously changed up the scenery a little bit more. I'm not sitting on the couch. I have a green screen. I was also uploading a lot of videos that were just voiceover, so things where I missed doing stand-up, but I didn't want to do Zoom shows. So I tried to do the best of both worlds. I wrote out brand new material and did it over music. I thought it was pretty fun. But today we are going to talk about some of the big mistakes that stand-ups make when they first start doing stand-up. First thing is, you gotta live in the moment. Write your material. Your material should be good. It should be the basis of your act, but you gotta be able to react to things that are happening around you. There's nothing worse than seeing somebody who has a joke just bomb and eat shit. But God damn it, when they wrote that joke, they knew that they were going to do 9 more behind it. They know the audience has no interest in the premise, but they're still going. So basically, if you're going out there and you're just reading your jokes as you wrote them and you're just talking monotone and you're not selling the joke at all, nobody wants to hear that. You really have to perform your material as well. Write good material, perform it to the best of your ability. But if it doesn't work, don't live and die by it. Be able to react to what's happening around you. Don't be an edgelord. There's nothing worse than somebody who says, you know what, I'm not going to make the audience laugh, but I'll get them to groan and that'll be just as good. And no, it won't. It'll actually be pretty terrible. The people in that audience, they work 40 hours a week or more and they're not billionaires. So for a lot of people who do get to come out to a comedy show, it's a once in a while thing and they want to have a good time. They may be on a date. Maybe it's a husband and wife who have a bunch of little asshole kids at home and this is their one chance to get away from it all. And then you go out there and you're like, shit, piss, dicks. And I was like, you didn't really say anything funny. You just said something kind of offensive. And there's like a certain logic to it. So when you're doing stand-up, writing a joke, part of what you're doing is you establish your premise, and then you have the setup, and you kind of escalate the comedic tension, right? Like people want to know where they're going to laugh. And so there is a thing that like if you're using provocative material, if you're talking all about sex, then yeah, you're gonna really provoke people. They're going to be very into what you say. But the thing is, it better be funny. You better pay that off. If you're just going to go out there and talk about sex or the fact that you masturbated to pornography earlier in the day, then you better have a fucking amazing take on it because it's been done before and chances are you're probably not going to be doing it that well. One of the other things that goes with this is don't hit on women. This probably goes more for the guys than the girls. And when I say don't hit on women, what I mean is, no, everybody's open to mockery and to be made fun of and whatnot. But there's a lot of young guys who go out there and it has like a tinge of misogyny where you're kind of like, oh, this doesn't feel funny. This just feels kind of mean-spirited. For example, a lot of young comics will go out there and the punchline is yada yada yada, it was a fat girl or something to that effect. And I mean, I'll be the first person to say if you have something that you can make really, really funny and it's going to connect with every single audience and kill, I'm not going to be the one to tell you how to do what you want to do. But I will tell you that if you have a joke that's not really that funny and you have a punchline about fat women, you're going to make every single woman in the audience kind of uncomfortable for a second, because I guarantee you every single woman in the audience has had that moment in their head where they're like, maybe I'm the fat girl. And then it just feels like you're making fun of people. And like I said, these people have complicated lives. They don't just live to make you feel better about yourself doing stand-up for the first time. They want to have a good time. And when you go out there and you just hate on women because they happen to be overweight, then nobody's really having fun. Fuck you. And also, don't hate on the female comics. I would say that, yeah, comedy right now, it does tend to be a male-dominated thing. There is something about comedy, I guess it's just literally a platform to speak from that just draws those kind of weird incel guys who nobody wants to listen to. So basically, it's those guys who've been posting on 4chan about, how nobody wants to touch their dick, and they're like, oh, you mean I can do this at a bar? So don't do that. Don't be a creepy incel guy. If you're funny, you're funny. But why? Why? Why do you have to do that? Why can't you just do the work on yourself? Like, I feel like there was a point when I was growing up that if you were not really cool, if you weren't a Chad who was banging bitches left and right, what you did was you found an interest and you got, if it was a form of art, you got really good at it. And then one day you were able to share that art with the world, and people recognized you for the beautiful humanity inside you that you found. And that's cool. But now it just seems like, yeah, that girl, fuck her. And it's like, why? Why do you have to do that? Be yourself. That's such a cornball thing to say, but absolutely, be yourself. There's a lot of good comics out there, but there's already been a Stephen Wright. There's already been a Mitch Hedberg. I don't necessarily need to see somebody go out there and do their impression of a guy who acts kind of stoned and disconnected from reality and throws out one-liners. It's been done. If you do it the best that it's ever been done, then of course, fuck me. Go do what you're gonna do, but damn. And I know this personally too, because when I first started doing stand-up comedy, the only open mic that I could do it wasn't actually open mic, it was a book show at the local Funny Bone, and it was their Apollo night. And what they meant by Apollo night was a primarily black audience, and I would go out there and I would bomb. And part of me was thinking, not that, oh, I've just started doing stand-up, and this is a complicated audience for a lot of comedians of all different kinds of colors. Maybe there's something to be said about developing my craft and, figuring out my timing and figuring out how to, my stage presence and whatnot. But instead I was like, no, I'll just act like a black comic. And there are some really, really, really cringy videos of me speaking with an adopted accent that I really have no right speaking with, and I deeply regret. I'm sure if you look around on YouTube, there might still be a clip. It's pretty terrible. So be yourself, because in the end, it's gonna make writing material better. It's gonna make it easier when somebody heckles you from the audience and you say, fuck you, I know who I am. What are you gonna say about me? Of course I'm terrible. I don't need you to tell me that, dickhead. When you get the light, get off the stage. I cannot tell you how much it has made me want to just beat the shit out of somebody, especially if I'm going on next and they're on stage and the person running the show in the back has gotten their flashlight, whatever. And yeah, when you get that light, time to go. That's it. Do not start a new bit. Do not say to if you say to the audience, what do you guys want to talk about after you get the light? I don't give a fuck. I will rush the stage and I will bludgeon you with the microphone stand. Do not do that. So help me God. And lastly, take care of your bar staff. So it sounds like such a hack cliche thing to say to the audience at the end of the show, like, hey guys, take care of your bartenders and waitresses. They've been working real hard for you. All those wait staff talk to the manager of the club, and if it turns out you're a problem for everybody who works there, probably not going to get booked again. And in general, if you go up and you fucking destroy and the waitstaff sees you do well and you also are a good tipper, you know what they're going to go tell that manager? Hey, Brendan fucking killed it last night on stage. He needs to be headlining ASAP. Look me up on Twitter and Instagram. I'm Bren Kennedy over there. Look me up on Facebook if you'd like to. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.